Patrick Schwab, and Laura Million. I think I got everyone. So welcome to the meeting. I'm Ashley Carson Cottingham. I'm the chair for the Salem-Keizer School Board. Let's see here. Yeah, if we don't have 4 board members present, then we don't have a quorum and we can't convene an actual board meeting. However, we can still have this meeting to go over important information, and Superintendent Perry will be leading us through the meeting. We also were just joined by Oscar Porras. Welcome, Oscar. And if other board meetings come and board members come throughout the meeting, we will pipe up and introduce them. And so I will turn it over to Superintendent Perry. Thank you. I'm not hearing your audio, Christy.
I can come to you if you want to use my computer, Christy.
All right, how's that? It's been all weird all day. I'll shut down. Okay, so I am just going to launch us and then I'll restart my computer, but a couple things. So Patrick and Oscar, I'm going to follow up with you afterwards to see if I can answer any questions since you're brand new to the process before next Tuesday night. Next Tuesday night, we'll have the official budget message. So this has been all leading up based on this year's budget. I know that Cassie or Alice sent out to you the video that our new superintendent and I did last week for the full staff, because as I was reflecting on the questions that were asked last week, I wanted to be sure that we set the context for where we are this biennium. So we are looking at a current service level budget. And so we're going to have to make, I've got some recommendations that we've made some kind of initial difficult choices, but we're also won't know where we are with the state school fund for a while, but we'll navigate it together, and we'll get through the process and try to make the best decisions on behalf of our kids. And then I think today we're going to do AVID. We're going to talk about a little bit about where our class size numbers currently are. And then I think Bob has a few other questions that we can answer. The other thing that is going to come out, I'm going to ask Cassie to send out an email to be 100% sure that we know, unless somebody gets sick, who will be in person and who is planning to be online. And for the online people, if you feel like you can, you want to navigate it with an electronic version of the budget book, or if you want us to get you a hard copy of the budget book. And if we'll have Cassie get that out tomorrow, so that we can get that planned and figure out how to get those to you just ahead of the budget message on Tuesday night. And of course, if something changes for people, just let us know and we'll do our best to get hard copies to people if there's a change of plans. So with that, I'm going to go restart my computer, and I'm going to let Ethan take over, and I'll help navigate questions as we go through.
Thank you very much. Let me get back to my perch over here.
And so Lisa Harnish has joined too. Sorry, Ethan, just wanted to welcome Lisa from our budget committee too.
Welcome, Lisa. It's good to see you. Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. It's a glorious day, and it should be a glorious rest of the week, I believe, if the weather person is right. I'm going ahead and sharing my screen for the presentation, so give me just a moment. All right, could everybody see my screen okay? And I just need a verbal from people since cameras aren't on.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. So last week when we left off, we committed to following up on 2 areas that we've had questions about. One of them was AVID, and the other one was some questions around classes and class size. So I want to speak with you about AVID. So my computer's acting a little bit funny, so forgive me. So I come from the secondary world. Prior to being an administrator, I was a middle school teacher for a couple of years in Los Angeles, and then I moved to back to Oregon, where I was a high school teacher and high school principal. And in every district that I was in, a program called AVID was always the cornerstone of the school. Not true in most of my districts. There's one that didn't have AVID, but to that end, I was an AVID teacher when I first started, and so it's my pleasure to share with you a little bit about AVID, since I know that some of you have heard of what AVID may be, but aren't quite sure about the way that it functions for our students or within our district. So AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. And what it is, it's a global program, and it's dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for students, especially non-traditional students that come from a non-traditional college-going background, students who are underrepresented or marginalized. And AVID really targets students that aren't straight A students. They're students that maybe hover in that B or C area, or a 2.0 to 3.5 GPA, if you are a 3-point GPA, if you will, to try to give them the skills that they need, both as rigorous thinkers, but also study skills and organizational skills, and giving them an AVID family, if you will, to be successful in school and prepared for career and college readiness. So in Salem-Keizer, we started AVID right around 2004. I had to ask some people that have been here for a long time about when it was exactly started to be implemented, and that was actually when I started teaching AVID, was back in 2004. And we've grown as an AVID district. And in 2014-15, all of our comprehensive secondary schools implemented the AVID program. And I'll explain what happens when you're an AVID school. So for those that don't know, we have 6 comprehensive high schools and 11 comprehensive middle schools. So that's 17 schools that took on AVID back in 2014-15, and we've been growing since. So here's what AVID looks like. It starts with an application process in 5th grade. We share or promote what AVID can do for students. And then from there, at a place like Claggett Creek, for instance, we'll get applications for students and we want them to fit that criteria that I just shared with you earlier. And we'll normally get, I think last year they had about 115 applications and 90 kids were accepted into AVID. I talked to the principal there, and he said the kids that weren't accepted normally are students who are already very much on a college pathway. I could pick on my kids, for instance. My kids have 2 parents that have college degrees. They have agency and access and have high grade point averages. So they might be kids that would potentially be waitlisted for AVID because they fall outside of that criteria for who AVID's targeting. So once we do select the students, what they do is they enroll in what we call an AVID elective class. And so if you're a incoming 6th grader, you have your core classes, and then you would have your AVID elective. And in AVID electives, they teach you strategies for being successful students. One that all AVID folks and most schools that are AVID demonstration schools or AVID schools in general are aware of is Cornell notes. And it's this idea of it's a note-taking strategy where you would take notes on the left-hand side of what the essential questions were, and then you would answer them on the right-hand side of your notebook. And then you would have a tutorial where you use those Cornell notes as a guide with a study group to prepare for exams or to really reflect on and understand lessons and standards better. And so AVID does use a set of strategies called Wicker strategies that focus on elevating rigor school-wide. So that's something that they focus on. And beyond academics, AVID focuses on growing the whole learner and promoting citizenship. So you'll see there's a community service element, college visits. A lot of times students who don't come from a traditional college going home don't necessarily see themselves going to college because they might not have been instilled the self-efficacy that it's a possibility. So it's really important for us that we give kids many opportunities to explore college, so that they not only build up their self-efficacy, that college could not just be a dream, but can be a reality. But they also know what they're looking for in a college. Do you want to go to a big state school? Do you want to go to a small private school? Do you want to go to a school that has a shared religion or faith as you? Do you want to go to a community college because you're interested in trades? Those are all things that our AVID team and our AVID family and elective help our students navigate and understand. We also do peer studying and tutorials where we have skilled tutors come and support our students twice a week. And we teach our students the art of a study group so that they can carry that skill with them into college or into other classes. And I mentioned AVID family a couple of times, but it's really important that our AVID students feel like they have a strong social network that they can rely on when things get difficult, because we all know that even though we'd like our trajectory in high school or middle school to go like this, we know that we all have our ups and downs. And when we do have those bumpy moments, it's important that people know that they have a network that they can rely on. So AVID is really instrumental in helping kids get through the hard times. And we're having our AVID graduation ceremony on Monday. And that's something that a lot of our students reference, is the importance of the family that they created in AVID. So here's some achievement numbers for AVID, which I think are worth noting. This is a data that reflects every other year's worth of data for the most part since 2014, when we went into being a full AVID district. You'll see that the demographic for students that are in the AVID program are students who you'll see that our free and reduced lunch is 76%. You'll see diversity in our AVID classrooms, in that our non-white students make up 75% of our AVID population. And so when you take those two demographics and then you look at our on-time graduation, you'll see that we have 100%, meaning if you are enrolled in AVID, it is certain that you will be graduating on time. And importantly, it's also given that you will be a four-year completer for the four-year college entrance requirements. That's something that we monitor and support students with along the way. And then the expectation too is that students at least apply to a four-year school, and that students submit their FAFSA, so that we are not putting them in a position where they're going to be in a school, accepted to a college, and then not know how to pay for it, or not understand how much federal financial aid that they're responsible for, or that they're eligible for, instead of having to take out a loan. And then something that's really important that I want to point at the bottom here, where it says percentage completed of a course of rigor. You'll see AP and IB are on this list, and that 2 years ago it was 81%. Things have changed a little bit since the pandemic, but we're working back towards having the vast majority of our students engaging in rigorous and challenging courses like IB or AP. And I think the expansion of IB in North Salem and the strength of our AVID program in North Salem will contribute to more students having the opportunity to take a rigorous course. And then finally, at the bottom, you'll see the number of scholarships awarded, and that number has grown every year. And so we're very pleased that our students are getting opportunities to go to a four-year school or a two-year school, and that we're removing the burden of excessive financial hardships or barriers because of the scholarships and because of the FAFSA that we're supporting students with.
Can I interrupt you for a minute? Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
Superintendent Udosnata, Barbara has a question.
Yes, no problem.
I appreciate it. So I had a few questions. Did I hear it correct? Is that fifth grade they apply, or fifth grade they can start getting in?
The fifth grade they apply. So AVID starts at the secondary level, which is starting at sixth grade.
Okay, and then it sounds like at fifth grade they're still not getting GPA. So how does the school determine whether the kid's going to go in if they don't have an actual GPA? They have like the 1 to 4 scenario.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't have the exact answer of how they evaluate their academic ability. I think they do target those demographics that I shared. So so we prioritize students who might be eligible for free and reduced lunch, students of color, and we do try to do some promotion around what AVID is. So there might be some self-identification there as well.
If the school does not have an AVID program, for example, it says it's a charter school or a different school that might not have an AVID program, but the kid does otherwise qualify, can they apply for AVID program outside of their school?
Well, I think the answer to that would be no, because it would be an elective class. And so if they don't offer AVID, then they wouldn't have an avenue for participating in AVID courses.
Is there a reason why a school would not have AVID? Is it just because there's not enough staff, or?
In terms of the charter school?
Sure, charters, let's use charter, for example.
Because all of our secondary schools have AVID. So no matter where your student goes in Salem-Keizer, 6 through 12, AVID's available. But I think the charter programming, I have to look to see if we do or don't have it or not, but it would be a matter of if there's the resources for it.
Okay, and last question. I know that last year, and I asked the superintendent to make this be fixed, and I appreciate it because it seems like it is fixed. I could not find any information on AVID online. So now I do go to Salem-Keizer, I put search engine, I put AVID, and there's information at least for the coordinators and whatnot. But all this information you're talking about is not really easily accessible to somebody who's might not be used to this program. So for example, somebody talks to me about it, I just say, look on the website, because I don't know much about AVID. I don't think my kids will qualify, but if I find somebody that I think should really apply for this, I would like to send the parent off to look into the internet. So I appreciate a connection that now there is some AVID on the Salem-Keizer School District website, but if you can add more information, make it more friendly as to what it is, what it entails, all these good tips you're telling us of what it's important and who qualifies, an application process, all that, or simply please contact your counselor in beginning and middle school. That just would be so helpful. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gio. I appreciate that feedback. That's helpful, help us improve our communication. And then also, just as something that might be helpful, if someone has questions about AVID and they can't find it on the website, refer them to the schools, and the schools will be able to help them with that as well. I want to power through these next couple of slides because I know we have a hard 12:25.
I just want to welcome, I'm sorry to interrupt you again.
No problem.
Assistant Superintendent, wanted to welcome Director Salazar to the meeting. He has arrived.
Salazar, welcome. So yeah, let me just try to speed through this, not too fast, but with being mindful of the other parts of this presentation. So the last couple of slides are around how AVID intersects with our commitment to support our students who are designated as English language learners. About 3 years ago, we took on a program called AVID Excel. And what it is it's an AVID elective that incorporates language acquisition along with the other skills that I mentioned earlier around what students learn to be college and career ready and to be rigorous thinkers and learners. And so our AVID Excel students have shown some signs of having higher academic outcomes in math, reading, writing, and language arts. And importantly, attendance rates are higher and there's lower rates of discipline. I'm not suggesting that AVID Excel is the causation for all of those things, but I do want to share that there's a positive relationship between helping our students with who are doing language acquisition and also making sure that we're creating a pathway for them to be involved in AVID. And so that's something I wanted to mention. And now I can't, there you go. Here's just some numbers for AVID. You can see that we've grown significantly. We took a little bit of a dip in the last couple of years. And I'm looking into why there's been a drop in how many are taking AVID elective. I know some of it has to do with our population size at the middle school dropping a little bit, is what one of the principals shared with me, but we're still looking into that. Overall, the strength in numbers and growth has been consistent. For context, there's about 3 AVID elective classes at every level from 6th grade through 10th grade. And then as numbers dwindle a little bit because students have to make a hard decision between staying with Avid and maybe pursuing a different academic path, we go down to about two electives for 11th and 12th graders at the high school. Some numbers on conceptualizing what it takes to pay for Avid. You'll notice that a majority of the expenses aren't for things like summer SI. It actually comes out of having to pay for people, right? Whether that's our electives and the staffing that comes from our electives, or hiring of tutors to support at our schools. And so you'll see that for our comprehensive high schools, it's about $40,000 a year to run Avid. At the middle schools, it's $14,000. In the Excel middle schools, the price is a little bit higher. There's $27,000, and we run a summer bridge program. In terms of our Avid training, most of our training does come in the summertime the expense comes through our Summer Institute. It's a really essential part of being part of Avid. I've attended Summer Institute on a couple of occasions, and it really helps to get people to understand both strong instructional practices, to look at their school plans, and also to really understand philosophies around supporting students. And if you're going school-wide Avid, you want to make sure that students, or that all teachers, even if they're not an Avid elective teacher, are trained in teaching Avid skills and Wicker strategies. One thing that you should know about these expenses is that it's hard to parse out exactly where all the funding comes from and put it in this presentation, but almost all Avid schools, including our district, receive very important funding from grant funding, especially the Nike Innovation Fund, which we rely on to send staff to Summer Institute. So that is it for my presentation. Should we keep going with class size, or should we take a quick pause for some questions?
Oscar's got a question.
Okay, Oscar, hi. I can't hear.
Hello. Yeah, I just unmuted myself there. For that cost per staff member, do staff members need to attend those learning sessions every year, or is it like a refresher? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think most Avid elective teachers attend every year, and then we try to make sure that we are building out the Avid philosophy within the school. So we send about 10 to 15 per school, depending on the size of school, of people that aren't necessarily Avid elective teachers. So it might be a social studies or language arts teacher or a math teacher that attends that isn't an Avid elective teacher, and they might go every 5 years or so.
And I don't 100% know that it's required for Avid elective teachers every year. The experience is they tend to like to go
Thank you for that clarification. That's
true. I don't think it's required. I do think it's required at a time, every couple years or something, but I don't know that it's required every year.
Yeah, and I can look into that as well. And any other questions? I do want to give my colleague, Deputy Superintendent Cobb, an opportunity to get through her presentation, and I know we have some housekeeping.
Okay,
we'll transition to Olga. And just let me know when you want me to advance the slides, Olga.
Thank you. Good afternoon, board members and budget committee members. Again, Olga Cobb, Deputy Superintendent, thank you for having us here today. I want to share today with you a little bit about class size and tell you where we are and how we plan for it and how we start forecasting. So Ethan, yes, can you go to the next slide, please? That one, yes, thank you. So these are the numbers right now, well, about 10 days ago. They change every day. These are the classroom numbers currently in elementary. Let me walk you through a little bit in the chart so we can understand it. But let me tell you too, we start forecasting in about February every year, and we're constantly looking at our current numbers and then the projected numbers to be able to allocate resources and personnel to schools. The numbers you see in the screen are the current numbers, and they represent about 650 elementary classrooms. These first column here, grades K1, will show you how many classes. We have a total of 240 classrooms. We have 3 classrooms that are 30 or more I checked and one is 31, the other two are 30. The next row, 67 classrooms from kinder through first grade that are at 25 to 29 students. And then 170 classrooms that are at 24 or fewer students. This is K1. Now, if you go to the next column, you'll see the same breakdown for classrooms at 30 or above, 75 classrooms at 25 to 29, and then 146 classrooms of 24 or fewer. And then you can see the numbers there for 4th and 5th grade. It's really important to note here that out of this last row, about those 430 classrooms approximately that have 24 students or fewer, we have 146 classrooms that have less than 20 students, some as low as 14. So I wanted to share those numbers with you because even though we start the year with the ratios that we follow, our mobility in the district is pretty high. And so students go in and out of schools, and this really impacts how the classrooms change throughout the year. We are constantly supporting and providing resources to schools, but it gets harder to do as the year goes on because we don't move a teacher in the middle of the year. If we don't have to, we really don't like doing that. Next slide, please. There are many, and I'll stop after this slide because I want to make sure that I answer any questions you have. There are many considerations as we plan for allocations in classrooms. First of all, again, we do spring and fall check-ins when we allocate. We always have a number of unallocated FTE that we hold on to until 3rd week in September, when students start settling and when we get all of the kindergartners registered. And then we send those allocations to schools as needed to be able to meet the ratios that you see there in the screen. So the ratios that we currently follow in Salem-Keizer are 25 students for grades K2 in schools that receive Title I funds. And then for 3-5 grades is 27. And then for non-title schools, these are schools that do not receive additional funding, we do from title. We follow 27, and then for 3-5, 29. Right now, principals are submitting staffing sheets to plan for next year, and they base their calculations on these staffing ratios. Another very important consideration is the program model we offer in schools. So some of our schools, as you know, offer dual language or biliteracy programs. And then they also have another strand of classrooms where students are learning in English. These makes the calculation complex because we can't just have the number of students and divide it by an equal 25 in every classroom because of the programmatic needs and because of what the students bring with them and where they need to go. So we sometimes end up with some blended classrooms, and that's something we also try to avoid as much as possible. But it's a reality that principals are working through, principals and staffs are working through right now to make sure that we try to have straight classrooms. And for clarification, a blended classroom is a classroom where we may have a combination of students from 4th grade and 5th grade learning together in the same classroom. And that requires then lots of differentiation from the teacher and then specific things that happen so that each of the students can receive the supports they need for their specific grade level. Another important factor is space constraints. We have some schools where even if we were to give additional FTE, there is no physical space to have another classroom. There's a couple of examples where a school has converted science lab into a classroom because of the numbers of students that we had. And then, we needed to do that. And that's what we have done for a couple of years. And then finally, mobility. Like I said, we started the year with classrooms that were very close to these ratios, a lot of the times below the ratio. And then we end the year like today in those 146 classrooms that are below 20, some as low as 14, but this happens just because of the mobility in Salem-Keizer. Right now, we are at about 15% mobility rate as a district, and very comparable to the mobility rate in Portland and Beaverton and other large districts like us. Okay, I'll take any questions, and I see Director Salazar, you have your hand up.
Yes, I was wondering if they have, when you have a classroom of over 30, do they receive additional help, additional aid time?
Yes, that's part of what we do at the beginning of the year. So if we had a school that had 2 classrooms over 30, and we still had unallocated for licensed staff, then there's a consideration to give them, and their space in the school, and the staff is, what they need in case of program, right? Is it a bilingual program, non-bilingual program? We would give them an additional FTE that is a licensed staff. If the need is not that for a licensed staff, then there is instructional assistant time that is allocated to schools for additional support. So a teacher has 1 or 2 adults in the classroom, sometimes 1, but we have in a few situations allotted 2 instructional assistants.
And your title schools, now those students who have those title teachers and those title funding for those assistants, is there still fluidity among the classrooms for the movement of those assistants throughout the building?
Yes, you mean like if we notice changes throughout the year, if we make changes for like supporting a classroom that has a higher number of students than another classroom? Yes. And the answer, yes, the answer is yes. Those conversations happen all the time. And sometimes those happen internally. As a past elementary principal, I remember having these conversations with staff where we say, well, we need to do a blend and let's keep that blend really small. So we would say as a staff, let's keep that blend at 24, 25, depending on the blend, 20, and then we're gonna have these 2 other straight grade levels be higher. And then teachers would also say, and let's figure out the instructional assistance time so that this teacher who's teaching the blends has a little more support. So those conversations happen a lot throughout the year, and then principals and teachers, leadership teams make those shifts as needed.
Thank you.
Mrs. Millian.
Ms. Millian,
I
is your
don't see.
computer frozen?
Oh. Uh-oh, we lost her, I think.
She might be frozen. Is there anybody else while we're waiting? Let me look here.
I'm gonna jump in and we'll see if she comes back. The question does always come up, what does it take to reduce class size? So we, and I think we mentioned this last year, we ran a number to say, what would it take to change that staffing model? Now, that's different than class size, but the staffing model for like K2 by 1 student. So that won't mean that every classroom across the district would lose a student, but that you put that into your staffing model. So to reduce the staffing model for K2 by 1 is about $1.5 million. So because you also have to sometimes add a little bit more PE or music as well. So it's about 1.5 just for K2 to reduce by 1.
And Superintendent, something else to add to that is that it doesn't count, that 1.5 million does not include the instructional assistant support that these new classrooms would also require. Thank you for saying that. Mrs. Millian. We lost you for a minute. Okay.
Yeah, you did. Thank you guys very much. It's been a great presentation. My question on the schools that don't necessarily have the space available, but they have a large population of students, do you guys ever look at allowing families to transfer to other elementary schools that are close by in the area to offset some of that burden?
Yes, and I should say thank you for that question, because I should say also that the district as a whole, because these numbers are monitored throughout the year, there are some boundary changes that happen because of that. When we notice that there's a growth in population in some areas, then that immediately triggers a boundary change. And actually next year we have a little bit of a change that is impacting 5 schools in the Northeast area, to be able to balance out those numbers. So students, the 2 schools that I remember off the top of my head are Chavez. So there are some students that will go from Chavez to Joshikai and Lamb to be able to balance out the numbers and support the limited space.
How do you guys notify the parents of the ability to transfer? How does that process work? I don't think we do a full notification about ability to transfer because of space. I think that's more handled as a process of resetting boundaries. Gotcha.
The move from school to school happens more of as a request in an in-district transfer process that the parent can initiate. And then the principal of the receiving school we'll do an analysis of how they're doing with numbers, and there's always a conversation between the 2 principals to make a decision about that, and always, of course, considering the sizes of the classrooms.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So I wanted to take us to the budget books for a minute, and I'm gonna stick, I think I've got it already linked up here. I'm going to stick it in the chat so it's super easy to follow. And then I'm going to share my screen for a minute. So, and let's see, there I am. If you if you put in 53 in your search bar, it's 51 page number. I just want to show a couple things from the budget book, and I'll come to the where we budget that FTE for that staffing in just a minute. But last night at the board meeting, we talked a lot about students with disabilities. So I wanted to be sure that I pointed out where we were budgeting the revenue for students with disabilities, and also where those expenditures are. So it's actually 51, so 54 in your search bar. But if you look at our revenue on page, this $31.99, about halfway down the page, is actually that high cost disability grant. So we're getting state school fund, plus we're getting a reimbursement for high cost disability students. And our high cost disability students are those students that cost us more than $35,000 a year to educate. So they'll have some nursing services or medical services, or needing one-on-one or two-on-one. The state only has a pot of money for that high cost disability. So if our high cost disability students cost us, let's say $5 million last year, we would still, when we get reimbursed, it might only come in about 3.8. So it's a percentage of our high cost disabilities. So I thought that was important. And then if you go 2 more pages in, page 53 in the budget book or 56 in your search bar, when Olga was talking about staffing ratios, this is the line right here for elementary. So elementary is 1111, and this first line right here that I'm highlighting, I think you can see my highlight, is the FTE, and that's where that's budgeted. There's a function for elementary, there's a function for middle school, and there's a function for high school with the regular staffing. So when you see those staffing ratios, we're going to take the 856 FTE, and we are going to divide that through the ratio and then begin giving it to schools. So that's how it works with the budget book. And then the next thing I wanted to point you to in the budget book is on page, it's 60 in the budget book, but I'll have to see what. Page 63 in your search bar. So last night we talked a lot about our students with disabilities and the ways we serve them. And we described a lot of classrooms to the board last night. If you're really interested in students with disabilities and how we serve them, that is a great presentation to go back and listen to last night. So 1220 is the restrictive programs for students with disabilities, and 111 is regular license. So we have both regular licensed and classified, and these restricted programs for students with disabilities, those are those specialized classrooms that we talked about last night that we were describing for you. And then we have a second place that we budget for, and it's in the 1250, the less restrictive program for students with disabilities. So we talked about some of those programs that kids are in part of the time in general ed or receive most of their education in general ed. This is where that's budgeted. You'll also have speech and language pathologists, occupational therapists, those positions budgeted throughout the book. So that's kind of how what we told you ties to the budget book. Okay, I'm going to see if there's other questions, and then we're going to go through I'm sorry, I'm only 1 minute left. I did not even pay attention to that. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Cassie is going to send you out the instructions for the budget committee process and your request about next week. I will go through the process next week in the budget message. And but for anybody that has questions about process, about what you think you're going to need for the budget, just ask us between now and then, and I'll come Tuesday. For Oscar and Patrick, since you're brand new, if you need more, I'll send you an email. I can talk on the phone. I can get you a hard copy of the book, whatever you need for the process. Okay.
Christy, would you like me to post just for everyone's as a reminder, of our next meetings?
I think we'll have Cassie send that all out in a follow-up email to you, so you have it all in one place.
Perfect. May 2nd.
May 2nd. So, and we are in person next Tuesday night for anyone who wants to be in person. And if you want to be online, we'll have a way to facilitate that as well. Okay, Ashley, 12:45.
All right. Thank you. We're adjourned, even though it wasn't an official meeting.
True.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for those of you who have joined us.
Thank you all.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
For more videos and information, go to capitalcommunitymedia.org and follow us on social media.